A car is one of the most expensive purchases we make. For some, it is the most expensive. And when we part with our hard-earned cash, we want our purchase to be, well, perfect.
Sadly, any complicated mechanical product can go wrong, and when it does, we, the customer, complain. And that means used car companies can have a fairly ongoing relationship with trading standards.
Imperial Cars generally has about 1,250 vehicles in stock and sells 800 a month over 4 sites. And that did mean dealing with different local authorities who sometimes interpret consumer law in different ways.
It was a minefield. From my point of view, we needed to ensure we were as working to the letter of the law as best we could, but there was a level of inconsistency in the responses we were getting from the different authorities, and this really meant that I had little or no confidence in what we were doing was right.
In stepped the Trading Standards Manager of Portsmouth City Council and suggested that Imperial Cars opted for a primary authority agreement, where just one local authority is given the power to make decisions for the whole company, wherever they're based, and the company agrees to follow the council's advice.
Primary authority was the solution because it cemented a relationship between us and the business. The business were committed to act on the advice that we gave, and we were also committed to give the advice promptly back in return. So it was a cementing of a proper relationship between the two of us that both agreed that they would act on.
Since Imperial Cars started its primary authority agreement, complaints to trading standards have halved, and sorting out any problems is easier and less time-consuming and costly for everyone. Their website has been rated by Auto Network Retail as in the top 5 in the country, and their turnover looks like doubling in just 2 years. But in Wednesbury in the West Midlands, it's time to prepare for lunch. 40 meals for the residents of a care home run by Britain's 3rd largest care home operator. HC1 has around 200 homes, but more importantly, that's around 10,000 individual residents whose safety and care is vital. Working with Wigan Council's environmental health officers as their primary authority, HC1 are now able to have regular advice on any issue and make sure that they can be clear on what they've got to achieve.
We are able now to have one consistent standard in all of the care homes, which we know is best practice. We're operating to a very high standard, and that standard is supported and endorsed by the primary authority. The saving to us as an organisation in terms of time managed alone has been enormous.
Because the law's not always black and white, there are some issues where one enforcing authority might require one thing and one enforcing authority might take a slightly different view on it. So with primary authority we've been able to help HC1 to develop all the policies and procedures, and so now other authorities don't need to look at those at all. For example, a short while ago some allergen legislation came out requiring that all caterers are now have to provide allergen information. And what happens is you can end up so you've got lots of different authorities giving slightly different information. We've been able to work with HC1, just include it now in their policies and procedures, and they've not had to speak to anybody else about it.